Have you ever held something so magical that every line you painted suddenly came alive? In the middle of a quiet meadow where wildflowers swayed like dancers and butterflies floated like tiny lanterns, lived a curious little bunny named Benny. Benny was not an ordinary bunny. Oh no, he loved to collect things others overlooked. A shiny pebble, a feather striped in silver, even a crooked stick that looked like a letter. His friends often laughed and asked him, "You keep smiles. Why do you keep all those silly treasures?" But Benny only smiled. He believed every object held a story. And one sunny morning among the dew-kissed grass, Benny found something that would change everything, a glowing paintbrush. The discovery. Benny hopped along the meadow, ears twitching to the sound of birdsong, when he noticed a soft shimmer near a cluster of daisies. He tilted his head. What's this? The shimmer was a brush, its handle carved with swirls that looked like flowing rivers, and its bristles sparkled as if dipped in starlight. When Benny lifted it, warmth traveled up his paws, making him giggle. "A paintbrush out here in the meadow?" he whispered. He swished it through the air, leaving behind a glowing streak that floated like a ribbon before fading into nothing. His whiskers twitched with wonder. Benny plucked a fallen petal, dipped the brush into it, though no paint was there, and drew a small circle on a flat stone. The stone shimmered, and suddenly sitting on top was a carrot cake, soft and sweet, taller than Benny himself. Benny's eyes went round as saucers. "It's magic," he gasped. He nibbled the frosting, licking his paws with delight. The first wishes. Excited Benny hopped around painting small doodles on the ground. A cloud shaped like a bunny floated across the sky, wiggling its fluffy tail. A rainbow river appeared, bubbling with colors that sparkled like gems. Flowers sprouted faces and sang gentle tunes that made the meadow sound like a choir. "Oh, my whiskers! This is wonderful," Benny exclaimed. He hopped in circles, ears flopping with glee. But just as he was admiring his magical creations, a rustling sound came from above. Swinging down from a tree vine was none other than Max the monkey, Benny's most mischievous friend. "Benny," Max cried, landing beside him with a flip. "What's all this glittery business? And, ooh, is that cake?" His eyes gleamed with mischief. Benny hesitated. I found this brush. It makes whatever you paint come alive." Max's mouth dropped open. "Alive? You mean I can paint 100 bananas and eat them all?" Before Benny could answer, Max snatched the brush. Max's wild wishes. "Watch this." Max cried, and with a quick stroke, he painted a yellow arc on the meadow floor. Instantly, a towering fountain of bananas shot up, spraying fruit in every direction. "Banana rain!" Max shouted with laughter, catching them in his arms. He stuffed his cheeks full while more bananas bounced into the grass. Benny tried to giggle, but soon the bananas piled so high they blocked the path. "Max, maybe slow down." But Max was already painting more. Trees turned into bouncy trampolines. Rocks hopped around like frogs. The sky filled with upside-down raindrops, tumbling upward into the clouds. "Whee!" Max howled, bouncing from one trampoline tree to another. This is the best day ever. The forest, however, was not so thrilled. Squirrels scrambled away from bouncing acorns. Birds flapped furiously as rainbow clouds drizzled sparkles into their nests. The meadow, once calm and sweet, became a carnival of chaos. Benny's nose twitched nervously. "Max, please. It's getting too messy." But Max only giggled harder, spinning the brush like a magic wand. "One more wish won't hurt." The chaos grows. Max painted giant juggling balls that rolled down hills. He painted a river of sticky honey that oozed everywhere, trapping ants in golden puddles. He painted balloons so huge they floated entire bushes into the sky. "Oh, Benny whispered as one balloon carried away Mrs. Hedgehog's laundry line, socks and all. Soon the forest animals gathered, chattering and complaining. The deer shook his antlers, sticky with honey. The owls hooted in confusion as their trees bounced. Even the turtles flipped over when trampolines replaced their shady rocks. Max, Benny cried, tugging at his friend's tail. The forest is upside down. Max twirled the brush once more, painting a giant roller coaster that twisted through the meadow. Animals yelped as the tracks zoomed right over their homes. Oh dear, Benny muttered. His paws trembled. He had never wanted this much noise, this much wildness. What had started as a gentle wonder now felt too big, too loud, too much. That's when a steady voice rumbled from behind them. Leo the lion arrives. What is happening here? Benny froze. Max froze. The animals fell silent. From the forest's edge emerged Leo the lion, his golden mane shimmering like fire, his eyes deep and calm as a sunrise. He carried himself slowly with quiet strength, every step measured. Benny bowed his head. Oh, Leo, we found a brush and Max interrupted with a grin. Look, magic bananas. Want some? He painted another banana fountain to impress Leo, but Leo only watched, his gaze firm. He sat tail swishing once against the grass. Max, Benny, his voice was low but kind. Do you see what your wishes have done? The meadow is no longer peaceful. The animals are upset. The forest is not a playground to scatter with thoughtless dreams. Max's smile wavered. He looked around the sticky honey, the bouncing trees, the frightened animals. For the first time, his laughter quieted. Benny's ears drooped. I only wanted to make happy things. I didn't mean to cause trouble. Leo nodded. Magic is powerful. It listens to your heart. But when used without care, it grows wild and tangled like vines choking a garden. Max scratched his head. So, we messed up, huh? Leo chuckled softly. Mistakes are part of learning. The question is, will you clean what you have made and use your gifts wisely? The lesson, Benny clutched the brush, ears trembling. But how do we fix it? Leo placed a paw gently over Benny's. With the same tool you created with. Paint carefully with kindness in your thoughts, and the forest will listen. Benny nodded. He painted a soft blue wave that washed away the sticky honey, leaving the grass fresh again. He drew sturdy homes for the squirrels and smooth stones for the turtles to rest on. With each careful stroke, the forest brightened. Max, watching closely, felt something shift in his heart. He took the brush slowly, no longer bouncing with mischief. Instead, he painted a warm sunbeam that dried the damp leaves and warmed the shivering birds. He smiled this time gently. See? Leo said. Magic is not about having more. It is about bringing harmony. The animals cheered, their homes restored. The meadow sparkled softly again, not from chaos, but from peace. The promise. As twilight painted the sky in shades of lavender, Benny and Max sat with Leo beneath a willow tree. The magical brush lay between them, glowing faintly. Max sighed. I guess I don't need a roller coaster in the forest after all. Benny chuckled. And I don't need cakes bigger than myself. Maybe small wishes are enough. Leo's eyes glimmered. The greatest treasures are not in endless wishes, but in imagination shared with care. Remember, joy is brightest when it is balanced. Together, the three friends decided to place the brush inside a hollow tree, safe but not forgotten. It would be a reminder magic was not just in the brush, it was in their choices, their laughter, and their friendship. That night, as fireflies danced like golden sparks, Benny whispered, "Thank you, brush, for teaching us." The meadow hummed gently as if the stars themselves agreed. The magical paintbrush was never seen again, at least not by anyone who wished only for foolish things. But Benny, Max, and Leo carried their lesson forever. Benny learned that small wonders could be as bright as grand ones. Max learned that laughter was sweetest when it didn't cause trouble. And Leo, wise as always, knew that teaching others to care was the greatest magic of all. Sometimes when the moon rose high and silver shadows spread across the grass, Benny thought he saw a faint shimmer in the meadow. Perhaps the brush was waiting for the next curious heart, gentle enough to imagine wisely. The forest, once chaotic, had become even more united. The animals often told the tale of the day wishes ran wild, laughing at the memory of banana fountains and trampoline trees. And though the meadow returned to peace, everyone knew imagination could change the world, but only if guided by kindness. And so the brush remained safe, its glow dim but patient, holding the quiet promise that true treasure is not what we create, but how we share it. Did you enjoy the adventure of the magical paintbrush of wishes? What would you paint if every stroke came to life? A giant ice cream mountain? A rainbow swing? Or maybe a cozy little cottage just for you? Tell us in the comments. We'd love to hear your magical ideas. And if you want more enchanting stories filled with lessons of friendship, laughter, and imagination, don't forget to subscribe. New adventures arrive every week, ready to sprinkle a little wonder into your day. Because sometimes the greatest magic is the story you share.